Hi everyone, today I wanted to talk to you about intuition. And this is something that I've learned to trust over the years, especially since doing my metaphysics course. And we call it intuition sometimes there's other words like our inner voice, our inner ting, our inner GPS even, because that's what it tries to do at the end, doesn't it? It tries to guide us and help us along the way, especially when we're on the spiritual path and we're aligned with the universe and we feel connected, and then we feel the little signs there along the way. But often, people often say to me, but I never feel anything, I never see anything, so what does it feel like? And it's interesting because, intuition can come across in many ways. It can be something, it can be a feeling, it can be something you hear, little messages that come to you, those little aha moments, light bulb moments. And it can be something, that comes your way in the form of meeting someone or seeing a book or seeing a poster for a workshop, so things come our way when the time's right for us sometimes as well. And people often ask me, they often say, but yeah, I never feel anything, never hear anything. Do you know what my advice is? Relax. You're probably trying too hard. If you have a good meditation practice, the meditation is great, but afterwards we need to sit and listen. Okay, so this is the time. Your mind's relaxed, you're in that stillness space. And this is often when we get our little inspiration signs, the little aha moments. And they don't happen straight away. Sometimes it might be a few hours after, even a few days. But when the mind's relaxed, because I see with intuition, it's the universe trying to give us messages. But if our mind, the monkey mind, the mind's too busy, how can the messages get through? So it's often when we're not thinking about a particular problem, then we get these little snippets of inspiration, the little message. And at those times, those are the times we trust our intuition and go, maybe it's not the way I thought of, but maybe this message has come to me for a reason. And this is what we have to do as well. We always have plans in our mind, how we'd like things to be. But always remember that the universe has a bigger picture or knows the bigger picture. So we don't always see this. So trust whatever's happening. You might have a plan in your mind, but in my experience, the plan B has often been better than plan A. I might have had a plan to stay in a particular country, do some particular work, and then things have taken a turn. And we can often be left kind of confused at the time, what's going on? But when we have faith and trust that everything's working out the way it's supposed to, then we learn to trust our intuition. And as I mentioned, intuition comes in many ways. You might have experienced that you just meet people randomly, synchronicity plays a big role. Or you might be in a cafe and you see a poster, or someone hands you a flyer or tells you about something. So these are things. And then if something feels right as well. Okay, so it's, we've probably all done things or something, we've met people, done something, signed a form, and it hasn't quite felt right. But we've ignored our intuition because our logical mind goes, yeah, but the sensible option is to do this. So we do things because we believe that's the way we're supposed to do it, or that's what other people expect of us. So I'm not saying you need to go and do wild and crazy things, but start to look beyond your logical mind and look at following your heart and doing what feels right for you. And so we're not suggesting that you go and quit your job and jump on a plane like I do, but just start to baby steps. So just everyday things, start to sit, be in that quiet space, listen, be aware of feelings, be aware of things coming your way. And often, if it is a book or a flyer, we ignore it. Then we see it again. we ignore it. So if it keeps coming our way, then we start to think, oh, maybe this is, a sign that maybe I should take note. So it comes to people in different ways. It can be a feeling, it can be something that you see, something that comes to you, or even just hearing. You don't hear an actual voice sometimes, but it's just like a message that comes to you. It might be quite hard to explain if you've never experienced it, but it's like, as I said, when our mind's still, the universe, I call it little whispers of the heart. And it's like, we sometimes feel as if someone's trying to communicate with us and stop us from doing something, or telling us to, trying to push us forward to do something. So, and this is, using your intuition wisely. So it's not to say you get one message and you go and change your whole life, but it's just learning to trust it and start with a day-to-day basis with your baby steps, and then you kind of learn to trust when the bigger things happen in life as well, and trusting how you feel about things, situations, people. And this is a very important thing for me, because probably that I'm been traveling for the last 3 years after I split up from my husband, and even now, from month to month, I don't really know how long I'm going to stay in a country. I mean, I've been in Sri Lanka for a year, but I'll use an example. At the end of this month, I have to move house and possibly move countries. And at the moment, I've only got 4 weeks to go, but am I stressed? No, because I've learned to trust my intuition, and I know that the path will start to get clear for me about the way I'm meant to proceed. So I'm still taking action, I'm still researching and looking at what could be my options, but I'm also letting myself be guided by my intuition as well. Before I do my meditation in the morning, I kind of ask, okay, so, please guide me for the next few weeks, or, what do I need to know? Just like whatever comes to you. It's just, we know the universe is always supporting us, but it's just, asking before your meditation. And then just, waiting for the answer then. And we have to be patient and, as I said, relaxed about the answer. The more we try to force something, we kind of block messages from coming through. So for me, intuition is a very powerful thing. People often say, but how can you live like that? Are you not afraid? Are you not scared? And, and at the end of the day, I know I'm not going to be on the streets. I know I'm going to find somewhere to live. If I move countries, that's fine. And it's this kind of the way, since being on the spiritual journey, it's interesting to kind of embrace the unknown, follow the signs and trust your intuition. So it's been a very powerful journey for me. And it's not something that, it takes practice as well. So it's not something you go from, never listening to your intuition and the things I talked about to suddenly, okay, so I'm going to get the signs and it's going to guide me in my life. We need to start with this slowly. And you kind of have to do it slowly trust. And then the more you learn to trust it and see that, okay, things are flowing a bit more, then you start to use it for the bigger things. But, we have to do the kind of steps slowly sometimes to understand how it works. So here the invitation is to just put it into practice. We can all read books on intuition, listen to what I'm saying, but it's just to practice it in our everyday lives. So the first step I would say is, when you're doing your meditation, listen afterwards, all right, and see if any things come through, and be aware of any synchronicities that are happening. You might not be looking for a particular book or a workshop, but things come in your path. It's because you're open to it and you're ready to hear something or read something or meet people, then it comes in your path. And it's very powerful and interesting. So yes, I hope that's helped you with learning a little bit more about intuition and how it's helped me in my life. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye.